have Grace Bennett and her mother, Hiseo Matsumoto, who will be celebrating her 100th birthday in October. We're having an age conversation and aging culture and how age is viewed differently in different cultures. Western American culture have a tendency to view aging as a bad thing. And you have other cultures that view it as a reverence. They exalt their elderly and highly respect them and go to them for advice and things like that. And here we kind of tend to just toss them aside like they're yesterday's trash. In Hollywood is especially where that happens. But we're just having a conversation about age and what it means to each person in different cultures.
Well, and not just in cultures, but in the actual age brackets. Like, we're all different ages. Mia's representing 40s. I just turned the big 50 in December of last year, and Sixto will be 62 this month. And Hisa, you are going to be 100 in October. That is amazing. And
Beautiful.
Grace, I believe you are also in your 60s, correct?
I'm 62.
Amazing. Oh, you guys are twinsies, you and Sixto.
Nice.
So yeah.
How do you feel about being your age?
Yeah.
I don't feel old at all. I don't feel my age.
Well, you certainly don't look it.
I feel young.
Good for you.
What
why do
makes
you
you
say
feel young?
I could do everything by myself right now, still. I don't need any help from anyone. I could walk.
She just climbed a flight of stairs to come upstairs to my office.
Wow. Now,
I could go up and down the stair, but I don't do it though.
and you don't require even those little chairs that many people have, because you're walking. You said you regularly exercise.
Every morning.
Every morning, 8:30, I walk.
Wow.
At a quarter mile.
It's a quarter mile round trip to the mailbox.
Every morning.
She says that's her chore to get the mail.
Unless it snow or rain, I don't go. Otherwise, I do go.
Wow.
Okay. So an
It's no
increment.
problem. It's my routine every day. So
Well, you're learning to play the piano now too, aren't you?
Piano. Are you learning the piano? She watches a lot of TV.
Oh, well, who hasn't during quarantine, right?
Well, that's when we had the power outage. A lot of relatives are like, "Are you okay? Is your mom okay?" I'm like, "No, she's not okay at all." "What's wrong?" "She has no TV."
Oh no. Well, but you stay pretty active in learning new things and going on walks every day. Do you find that that's a big part of what helps keep you feeling young?
well, I do puzzle, but watching television is the only thing I do every day.
She likes her game shows. What game shows do you watch?
Like Price is Right. Those I like.
Now
I didn't know
that's
it was still on.
Yeah.
so maybe
I have a hearing aid too, so I'm hard of hearing, but I have a hearing aid. All my friends said they take it off because it's too noisy, but my hearing aid is the best investment I made.
So taking out your
except for people that you don't want to listen to, maybe you want to.
Yeah.
Unplug.
Exactly.
I don't feel old at all. No.
Well, I just think it's amazing that you're so active. And I love that you watch game shows, because I feel like in a way that kind of keeps your mental activity going too, with the, maybe kind of guessing the price is right, or some of the other answers to the game shows. I mean, do you actually shout at the television and say how much something is?
Oh, yes.
Every day.
So you're interactive.
Wheel of Fortune.
It's been 4 years now that I came here, and I don't do anything here. I'll watch television, that's all.
Yell at the TV.
I love that you moved here to make your daughter feel better, though. You didn't move here because you needed to be taken care of. You essentially are still taking care of her emotionally.
I do most of the thing myself. I do my own washing, they don't do my washing, I do my own.
That's
Right
really
now.
good.
It's amazing.
I was driving too until 90.
Whoa,
Mm.
I quit at 90.
watch out.
And even though she quit, she was living alone in Los Angeles, and she was taking public transportation everywhere. I was like, and I'm
On the
worried
bus.
about that.
I take the bus and went to the doctor appointment. Even grocery shopping, I used to go in the bus.
Wow. So now you moved to Los Angeles, and then, but you grew up in Japan, yes?
No,
No? Where did she grow up?
in Los Angeles.
Oh, in Los Angeles. My bad. So
Technically, a city called San Pedro.
yes,
or
I
San
know where it
Pedro.
is.
Oh, you do? Oh, because you're from LA. That's right.
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Yeah. San Pedro.
So off the coast of San Pedro, because you say San Pedro in LA, sorry,
Yes.
is a small man-made island called Terminal Island, and
Yeah.
that's where she was raised before the war. But when the war broke out, that's when the executive order came out that took all the Japanese Americans on the West Coast and put them into camps.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So she was already here when that happened.
The only thing that when you're old like this, I don't have any friend now.
Mm.
Mm.
They're all gone, except for one friend I have, and she's 100 years old
Wow. And where does she
in
live?
Dallas.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But I don't feel 99 at all. Mm-mm.
You certainly don't look it. And
That's
you know,
wild.
Grace, would you say that it looks like clearly you take after your mom, because you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And you look like you are just taking really good care of yourself. So I just wondered, like, is that something you learned growing up? Was there ever a concern about aging, and in the way that, many kind of like Hollywood or anyone in, most Westerners would think of, like, well, don't, if you get old, this will, if you reach this age, then that's it. Or don't let a wrinkle happen, or don't let anything sag. Did you feel like that growing up? Did you feel like you were, did you ever have any issues getting older?
Probably because even though my heritage is Japanese, I'm American, really.
Yes.
Even though she's born here, I'd say she's more Japanese, just because her mom, which was first generation, really, her parents didn't speak English very well. And as you can tell, my mom, she has no problem with English because she was born and raised here.
Yes.
And she's totally bilingual. And I am only English speaking pretty much. My Japanese is really horrendous. But I read Cosmopolitan magazine or whatever. That's the way we were raised. So yeah, totally concerned about age. And I was one time running through the Dallas Fort Worth airport to catch a connection. And out of the corner of my eye, there was a bookstore, and there was this book, and I stopped because it was a Japanese woman on the cover. And the title of the book is Japanese Women Don't Get Old or Fat. I was like, whoa, I had to stop. And I didn't know what the book was about, but I bought it because I'm Japanese and I'm getting old and fat, right? So that's what I had to read, but it was mostly about diet and lifestyle. is what that was talking about. And you just have to take care of yourself. You don't overeat, you eat the right things, and you exercise. It's just the basics. And
Right.
now that I've gotten past 30, which was my big age, and I always thought I would never make it past 40, but I have, because I have her genes. It's, you just take a day at a time and you don't worry about it.
Why did you think you would never make it past 40?
I don't know. It was just a thought I always had.
And
That's interesting. I had the same thought that I wouldn't make it past 40.
But we're here. Are you
Yeah.
past 40?
I wonder where that comes from.
I don't know.
well, do you think, Mia, some of it had to do with what you were going through with addiction and trauma?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure mine did. I think I just didn't want to make it past 40. I think that's what my issue was. I
Right.
didn't want to. I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm out. Can't do this anymore.
Well, and Hisa, you said you never thought you be at 99. So do you feel like okay, like I got more in me to go?
I dread October. I'm going to be 100. Oh my gosh.
You dread it? Why?
Why do you dread 100? Why do you dread it?
No, I don't dread it. Just that I have to write 100 on the 3 number.
It's just an
a little
extra
more
digit.
effort.
It doesn't mean anything.
But I really don't feel that old. No,
Yeah.
not at all. The only thing that you have to keep on doing what you're doing,
Right.
not stop. So I go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. I eat 3 meals a day, like anybody else.
Sure.
It's regular.
She definitely has her routines. It was a very interesting conversation we had before this call. Is she says, and I had told her earlier a few days ago what this was about, and she says, why do they want to talk about that? Are people afraid of getting old?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
thought it was very interesting that you guys wanted to talk about it.
Well, can she say more?
She makes it look not scary.
Yeah.
For sure. She makes it look easy. But I'm curious if when she was younger, like, did she worry about getting older?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't worry about anything.
It's a great attitude.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was natural.
I think you should write a book.
Everybody asks me, how do you get to be 99? But then I can't answer that. It's just natural that I was.
By being
You're a survivor. You've been through a lot of things in this world.
But the only
World
thing
War
I
II
could tell
and-
them is that I live by myself and nobody will do anything for me, so you have to do it yourself. And that's what you keep on, I guess, good.
My
when you-
perspective is that it's really her attitude.
Yeah.
And she takes every day, day by day, and she sticks to her routine. If the doctor says walk, she will walk. If the doctor says take this pill, half of it, 5 times, whatever, she does exactly what the doctor says. So if the doctor says don't eat something, she won't eat it.
She won't walk with me in the morning.
No, I'm still in bed. What? No, my husband walks with her.
Oh, that's good. So somebody walks with her.
Yes,
Not that
somebody
you
walks.
need it, Grace, because I feel like you've probably could punch a few people too if they've started to mess with you.
I don't know about that, but we do follow her advice and we do exercise. So my husband and I do run, and we're scheduled to do a half marathon in April.
Now that's interesting what you just said. So having your mom there as an influence and just seeing how she's just aged so gracefully, I mean, has that been kind of an inspiration for you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because Tony Robbins had this saying, I wish I could remember it, but he talks about it's not the thing that gigantic thing that you do, but it's your habits, it's your routines, it's those
Yes.
small things that you do every day, and that's what builds up to be consistent, and consistency is what's important. And that's what she's totally 8:30, she does this thing, she goes for the walk, she feeds her cat. I know exactly what she's doing at any minute of the day because I know her routine.
Oh, she has a cat.
Yes, a black cat.
See, I think cats also keep us youthful. Don't you think? Sixto has several cats.
Yeah. Yeah, they're funny. Yeah.
And Sixto also has chickens too.
Yep.
So maybe a menagerie of animals helps keep you young.
Yeah. Keeps you busy, you know.
We have a zoo.
I love to eat.
No, she loves to eat.
But now, so do you watch what you eat too? Are you worried about, having a bowl of ice cream, or do you just enjoy yourself?
I eat anything. Just stay out of salt lighting.
Sure.
Right.
What kinds of things do you cook?
What do you cook?
In the morning, I like to eat regular, bread, but I don't drink coffee. I haven't drank coffee for about 40 or 50 years now. I drink tea.
Mhm.
I drink tea all day.
Green tea.
No coffee
I
for
don't know.
me.
I don't know how you survive without coffee.
I don't drink coffee either.
Y'all are both weird.
The
Of course,
tea
tea has
drinkers-
caffeine too, but I like tea better than coffee.
Me too. I'm with you.
Mhm.
And she
Yeah.
hasn't had a drop of alcohol her entire life.
No
Okay, so that's
alcohol.
where we're different.
My husband used to drink beer, and he said drinking beer by himself, it's not right. So he always asked me to learn how to drink beer, but I never did.
I didn't know you had to learn how to drink beer. I guess you have to acquire a taste to it, though.
Taste. Mhm.
Yeah, or a unique taste. Well, do you guys eat together?
Yes.
Okay, good. And is that often on the earlier side, since maybe has an earlier bedtime, or do you all like kind of follow her routine?
Dinner for sure. We all eat together. And breakfast, it's interesting. My husband and I, we eat more of a traditional Japanese style breakfast with miso soup and rice and vegetables. And
I'm coming over in the morning.
she has the toast and eggs and hash browns. It's very interesting
That's what everybody eat, don't they? In the breakfast.
in America.
I've always loved Japanese cuisine, so I will be over, even though I'm 3,000 or no, but how many miles? I'm not that far away. I'm thinking of New York.
About 1,500 miles, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be a long drive.
We'll invite you to her 100th party. We're having it in Long Beach.
Oh
Oh,
my, yes, Sixto, we're going.
yeah, how fun.
We
It's amazing. She's seen a lot of changes in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to say something about that? I mean, being someone who's going to be 100, there's got to be some things that you've seen in your lifetime or is there one thing that sticks out in your head like, whoa, that was something I haven't seen in 100 years?
Anything from history? Any big thing?
Hmm?
Any big event that you remember in the last 100 years?
No.
Tough question. I mean, there's probably a lot.
As you get old, you forget a lot of things.
Sure.
Probably good.
But at the same time, she's always learning things. She emails to relatives in Japan.
I have an iPad too, and I email my friend. I do.
She can switch her keyboard between English and Japanese, and she'll email in Japanese, which is just amazes me.
I mean,
It's
your mind's
interesting.
sharp.
Yes, she's sharp as a tack. She reminds me of things I forget all the time.
Now, isn't that funny? So again, she's there to help you.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Now, Sixto, I don't know. I wanted you to bring into this in the conversation about, like, we talked about this in previous conversations, just kind of like multifamily, generations living together. And because I know that you had that experience in Cuba where there were just,
and here.
yeah,
I mean, and even here, it's like, but I think it was because of the cultural, heritage. For me, it was kind of normal to hang around parents and uncles. And when we went somewhere, basically it was the whole family. It was, the kids, the younger people, the older people. There was never, the exclusion or this is just for us, or I don't know. It was always a family thing. Let's put it that way. And as I grow older, I don't see it as much. Because the traditions have passed and the new traditions really don't really do that. It's, it's all about the nuclear family in a way.
right.
That's interesting because even in my family, which is not exactly a healthy example of a family, but with all of the great aunts and uncles, when we would gather at family reunions and things, they kept the kids separate. Kids go off in there and play off away from the adults. The adults are talking. Kids should be seen and not heard was something I was often told as a young child. So I find that interesting. Did you keep your families together, the young and the middle-aged and the elder?
Pretty much in our house, we live together, and our daughter lives with us too. So we have 3 generations. And
That's so cool.
my daughter and my mom, they're so much alike. It's really interesting. And we say, because we follow the Chinese astrology, where if you're born in a certain year, you're a certain zodiac sign, and they're both chickens. And we think that that's why they're so much alike.
I'm the year of the dog, so I follow it too.
Oh, I'm a dog too.
Oh, see?
I'm a year of the rabbit.
Oh, my son's a rabbit.
And Sixto, didn't we just have your year, the year of the pig? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's a boar, not a pig.
I know. I joke around with Sixto and I call him my little piggy. Stay tuned next week for our continued conversation about age.